Well, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, depending on where I have the pleasure to speak with you from today. We wanted to get you into the exciting new announcement, which is called Project for the Web, released this week, the week of the end of October or early November, being November 1st today of 2019. It was announced on Tuesday, and right in front, the precursor for the project announcements that are happening at Microsoft Ignite next week down in Florida. So if you have the opportunity to go down there, check out all the great sessions. A bunch of speakers will be there. If you're in the area, reach out to us. You can send us a note. I'll give you some contact or link us in, and we'll be sure to connect with you. So, project for the web for change managers. What does that mean, and where are we going to go? Well, before I do that, I do like introductions. My name is Jacques Goupil. Been working with PPM Works for a long time now. Been in the industry for over 20 years. Came from a PMO perspective and really started creating portfolios of organizations, and really found that this change management piece of the puzzle was a key when we started rolling out initiatives, and it really was eye-opening. We used to do this on, automatically as project managers or even program managers, but really carving it out not only as a heaven sent, if you will, but also it allows for role to be defined and really to follow through all the way to completion on that project. So really minimizing any distractions and doing that user adoption. We here, what do? We help you folks do strategy. We roll out anything in and around Microsoft Office 365 or project. We have some great experience and would love to talk to you about that. We even do workshops, and Microsoft sponsors us as a gold certified partner. We can come on site or do something remote and really roll up our sleeves and start to use your specific business cases that are out there and walk through a scenario. So what are we going to talk to today in the next 20 or so minutes? We are going to throw a lot at you, but this is really the introduction, and see how you can envision and actually use a tool. Leaving today, if you want to get a trial through us, just reach out to us and understand how the change managers can go ahead and create items that they need, but also understand what are the tools there for those change managers. We're also going to get into, like I said, into the web component of this. So you can see very quickly and very easily what you need to do there, and what you're going to actually see to go forward. Now, as we go forward, we want to understand this difference, and I want to call to attention, because everyone on here may not be a change manager. So what does that really mean in the definition? But also, what does it mean for your roles? Because it could be a little different depending on which aspect you're looking at. So temporary, a project manager, temporary endeavor, we actually have a set start and a set finish for our project or something. It's definable, it's actionable, and we get that. On the other side, with a project manager, change manager, that is what we're doing to take all the benefits, if you will, from those projects and really make sure that people can adopt them. It doesn't, creep up on things. We reduce the risk, and we help roll that out and user adoption. So in doing so, it's not necessarily a start and finish time. It can be correlated around the project, right? But it might just be ongoing in that case, and it can continue on through. And that's, really what a lot of we do as change managers here is jump into the beginning, so we recognize what we're talking about and what we're doing, but then in the life of the project, really to combine those entities that you hear from project managees, really the people, the process, and the tools, and pull that together. There's a continuous improvement cycle, as you can see in this diagram, where we're sort of going forward, rolling something out, seeing if it works, taking the benefits and really what the success routes are, and then redoing it again and keep rolling it out to other organizations, see what works. It may not work for every organization the same. So while it's out there, it could be formalized. It doesn't have to be, okay? It could be a formalized structure. And also, rolling this out could be documented. So we have these roles, okay, of change managers and the project manager, and understanding, what they actually do and where they potentially overlap as well. Now, project manager, execution, from everywhere from planning to execution, that's what they're going to be working on. Getting the team rallied to complete something within time and within budget. Change managers, on the other hand, are applying that methodology. Could be standard, like I said, but those change management activities, really running those through. So are we doing the lessons learned? Well, yes, in project management, we are. Change management, we're going to do continuous improvement. So starting even in the beginning, we're going to be reaching out to users, making sure maybe if it's a user interface, we're going to get the UI team involved and make sure that, hey, what are the risks around us not rolling this out at a certain point or not getting people involved? Assessing those changes, okay, that impact. So not only what are the changes that need to, but what's the impact of that? What if this goes horribly wrong, right? What if we need to do something? Can we do it earlier? Should we do it later? What do we learn from other projects? And then really being that glue as you roll this thing out to support people through training, through, we just talked about it, workshops, other fun activities that are out there. So we really guide, we communicate, and we implement those strategies really for user adoption and buy-in. We want to roll this project out. The project manager doing a heck of a job making sure that we're on schedule. But when it gets done, we got to make sure people actually use this tool, use this product, use whatever that project was. So we're going to reduce and knock down any resistance that happens in there. PM, process activities, change manager, the people. And it's all about the people. So I sit back and ask yourselves, okay, which role do you closely align to? Is it a true change manager? Is it a project manager? Or potentially, like a lot of folks in today's world, they're doing a couple different roles. Well, really quickly, this is that sort of paradigm. We took one change management methodology in here called ProSci. If you're familiar with that, there's a link down the bottom. You can go and get some of this information. But this is really taking a model and really balancing that triangle. And when you start getting into ProSci and really understanding what that framework's all about, it's pretty intuitive. And you know what? It follows and it actually kind of works. And not only does it kind of work, there's a direct correlation between change management and the success of a project. And you can see how effective change management is there on this as we start to move up the cycle. So really pointed out, the categories: poor, fair, good, and excellent, and then rolling that all the way out. So when we get more participants, okay, in there that are using this, we tend to see that projects succeed more. People are happy. They knock down those barriers. So when it's actually time to use the project or use the outcome, they're ready to go. So we're going to dive into this tool set, but there's a lot here for change managers for you to use. We're going to talk about Project for the Web. I'm going to get you in there. But on the whole right-hand side, do not forget about Microsoft 365. Use these tools. If you need to communicate, how should we be doing this? Through Teams, maybe taking notes, advocating, right, to our project teams to use these things as part of your change management package for them so they can go ahead. Deploy custom business apps that model and follow the changes that you're advocating or rolling out. Again, implement, use the technology to your advantage, and really everything is going to go better for your project. So what is Project Online? What is Project for the Web? And what is Project Professional or Standard? These are just the different tools right now that come out of the box. Project for the Web is the one that was just announced, so I want to focus on that. This is a very new interface. It's fresh. It looks, really nice on the right-hand side. You can see that. Someone can come in here and just start typing a task in. They can indent, they can outdent, they can start creating their project. Well, that might be good for our project managers, but how does this affect us, the change manager? Well, we also want to make sure that our tasks are in there. So then we can highlight those or actually track. I'm going to show you how to do that and take a look at a roadmap, if you will, for change management, taking a look at all of our activities. You can also assist projects and project teams by saying, hey, I heard about this cool tool out here, Project for the Web. Well, you folks can use that for project management as a casual project manager. And what we're going to do then is we're going to help that or initiate that change from day one to communicate the status of the project. So now you're doing better as a project manager. I know what's going on, so I can start rolling out some of these things and we can start seeing some true impact within there. The whole platform itself is really up for you folks to roll this out. Would love to talk to you more about that. We do workshops just like that. Come in there, meet with you folks, understand what your needs are, and roll this out. Now I want to put this slide in here because there, when we do, and we talked about change management, it could follow that process like a ProSci methodology within the tool set and the constraints and confines, excuse me, of the super tool of Microsoft. You have options here. You can start planting the governance, okay, from a PM perspective. You can do the same thing from a change perspective. All right, we are going to roll out these changes. Here's where we're start that mapping, if you will, and put it right into their project so they can actually start to see, when do I need to reach out to, you know, we use that example of reaching out to the UX team. You know, for what type of project do we need to run out there? You could already have this built in to the project or the PMO so they know when they have to use you, they know when they have to use your team, and everybody succeeds there. Okay, so we're going to get into the demonstration and get into the tool set itself. For those that haven't seen Project Online, I'm going to go ahead and pull this up now, and we're going to take a look together at that high-level view, first of all, of what our projects look like and what they could actually look like together. So here I'm going to go ahead and pull this up here. Well, remember that one example we said is, hey, I want to see everything that affects me, okay? And we have a roadmap here, or it could be a change management view, okay, that we look in here. And I could come in here and easily rename this to whatever I want by just clicking in here instead of having this be a roadmap, okay? We can make it the change management an initiative. All right, so type that in. And then what I can do is I can come in here and add each piece of the puzzle that's really reflected around this change management initiative by simply going in and helping the project managers create their own project. Okay, they can come right in here. They click in, you can see that this is something called casual project for the web. I could go in here and actually just drill into this and say, hey, I would like to add some change management tasks directly in from this project. I could start typing in this case, I said something about change management. Let's just go and search. Whoops, gotta type it in correctly. We got some change management here, and I can actually search directly for those. If, you know, I'm looking across a project here, and let me just refresh this, sorry. There's my implement change management strategy right there. So I can see that I have this implement change management strategies in this production operations. If I'd like to add that in and go ahead and get to see that, I'll run through that example here. I'm going to go ahead and add my row in here. Right here, we have that productions operations. I'm going to go ahead and click on that one. This is going to pull that project in, pull that information, and we're going to actually insert that change management project that we had and that change management task itself. While that's coming back, I'm going to keep going here. So it's looks like it's coming through here right now. Now, my view, once I get this in, say there's my task that I'm having in, I as a change manager can say, you know what, is this on track? Is this at risk, or is this high? Well, this right now is on track. So I have some freedom here to sort of manage my activities, and I don't have to get down to the nth degree, okay? They're going to come in for the project, they're going to be pulled in the dates, everything that the task itself, but all my activities I want to see at this higher level. Maybe I want to rearrange some of these. So here, the liftoff project here, I can go ahead and move these things, rearrange them, put them in whatever order I want. So here's the liftoff. I can go ahead and move this up, just visually more maybe appealing of order of how things are going to left. I can go in here and rename things. What if I want to send this out to others? I can come in here just by my group members and type in either a name through Active Directory. If your organization allows external sharing, you can go ahead and share just by typing a name, meaning an email address, or you can put in an individual. In this case, say I want to share this entire project with Deborah, etc., whoever they are. Go ahead and click on their name, and I will share them through here. So we took a look at one sample of taking a look at all across my change management initiative, adding different projects, if you will, or tasks, change management activities. So I can go ahead and see that. And then we also talked about sharing this view so people can go off and see. Well, I went over and I drilled into a particular production operations here. I do see that I have implement change management strategies for this release here, but I also want to add in or have my project manager potentially add. Well, now remember, project used to be tough. I had to go in here and do something. Now right here, I can just go in, copy my task and say, hey, I want it up here in this Americas release because we forgot to put it in there. Go ahead and paste it. And now I have my implement my change management. You know what? I just like things in sequence, so I can go ahead and move that, move it up, move it down, whatever I'd like to do right within here. Now I can go here and say, who's going to be involved in this? It can be my change management team. In this case, it's going to be Christina. And how long is that effort going to take? Now, we are doing project manager activities as a change manager here, or the project manager can do that. If I want to do dependencies, all this good stuff, I can go in here and do that. Now it's a visual here. I can also go in and add a bunch of different things if I want to. I like things clean. I like things crisp. I'm going to leave exactly here. You may be used to a little different view and say, hey, you know what? I just want a board where I can drag and drop things, okay, and go ahead and see these. Well, in this case, I can take a look here, and I can actually start dragging and dropping and say, this confirm strategy. Now I'm at more of maybe a project manager. I can go in here and fill out some information, a lot of detail, or I can just quite simply take this confirm and drag it, and now my process. Now that might be something maybe a project manager. Some of you responded and said, I am a project manager and a change manager, so now you have some of these features. As the change managers out there might say, hey, I want to see a view of this, and here's that view, if you will, that Gantt chart. So I can zoom back out, I can see all of my activities, I can see that I have my, my change management here, etc., and all this information. Copy, very easy, copy and paste, move things. Again, if I want to share this project, I can go ahead and share it directly from here and go ahead and see that information. Now, everybody likes reports and everybody likes things being statused. In this case, I just want to show you how easy it is. Document requirements, is it done? I can just hit this little checkbox. Bing, I hear a little click and off we go. Now, folks, at this point, change management, this could be a tool to advocate some of those changes. Like I said before, we want to see a report or how all this stuff rolls out. You can actually see out of the box here, we see that all of our projects are here. If I go ahead and refresh this, I will get my updated, here's my production operations, there it goes. And I can see that everything's on track. I have some future tasks, I can see everything in. If you want to see just your change management activities, very quickly, you can go in here and filter, okay? We can filter on only our change management projects, and off we go. Again, that portfolio timeline that we looked at, you can come in here and see a different view. It's going to show us all of those projects that we have. Again, filter if you'd like on this hand side. I can zoom in here, zoom out. And also, when we start to get into areas, again, for organizations, you might want to start seeing some key milestones across. What are my key milestones? What happens? Where goes where? From a user perspective, what am I, whoever I logged on, need to do across this project for the web tool that's out there? You can see right here, Then I have a couple, and this all-important bucket. So this is great, because this is how we can say, hey, there's a certain subset that I want that's only change management tasks, and that's how I want to reflect it. So see how this report nicely pulls out different things? I'm going to go back and show you how we can do that. Here's that casual project. If I go over to my board and I go into my buckets, we just said we wanted to create a change management. So I can do, I'm going to spell it out rather than just put CM, but here's change management, okay? And maybe I just want to say, here are my change management, and everything else are my project management activities, or whatever it happens to be. You can do that. You also could do specific activities in and around change management. Assess, risk, whatever you have in there. And I can just take and drag these things across. These are changed, these go here, etc. So now when I go ahead and save this and I run that report, I would actually be able to see my buckets here by those changes. So really cool stuff, folks. I know we had a little time together, but what I wanted to show you is the really new, cool project for the web. Again, I'll go back and show you. Here was that roadmap that we saw from a change perspective, put on all of our change tasks or our initiatives, was able to get into a project, show you very quickly how to status across it, help out a project manager, get into my project management, my change management activities. We reported on them, seeing the out-of-the-box dashboard for the web here. And then lastly, if you've seen something that you like, and it seems like a lot of folks are still on here, which is great, go ahead and reach out to us. We do these webcasts for Microsoft. They tapped us on the shoulder as a gold partner. We put everything recorded out here at YouTube. Just search us, PPM Works, and you can go find a lot of different things out here. Everything from learning how to advocate and communicate through Teams. That's another area where you can benefit as change managers. Go out and take a look at all that. If you want us to come on site or remote, reach out to us. We'll be happy to do so. info@ppmworks.com. If you like this or you want to see anything else that's coming up, we have a couple demand recordings that we did earlier this week. We also did a one for just this morning for operations managers. This is the change managers, and you can see that we're going to finish out the November timeframe with prioritization. I have a question coming in about how do I get in touch with you? Thanks very much. You just led me here. If you want to go ahead and link with us, LinkedIn with us, go ahead and scan that. You'll be directly linked into me. info@ppmworks for all your questions, any free week workshops that you want, info@ppmworks.com. And then for any of those on-demand recordings, we provide PDUs. So if you listen to one of those hour sessions, you get one PDU. So again, on behalf of Microsoft, on behalf of PPM Works as well, I appreciate your time with us today. Feel free to reach out to us and let us know your excitement around Project for the Web. What are you learning? What are you taking away from it? Go ahead, get out there and start using the tools today. Have a great day, folks. And that concludes our webcast for today. Thanks for staying on today. Have a wonderful afternoon. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll talk soon.